Well, obviously, I'm thrilled with my team and very proud of our team. Uh, to stay in this fight and find a way to out rebound Marquette with their length and athletic ability, I thought was really a key to the game. And our guys fought. We didn't necessarily win the way that we've won in the past with crazy shooting percentages. 40% from the field is pretty low for us, and obviously that's a credit to Marquette and their defense. But we did get 35 threes in the air, and if we're going to get 35 in the air, there's a chance we're going to make a few. And we had some guys step up. Certainly Doug got us off to a great start. Jawhands hit big shots. Ethan hit big shots. Devin Brooks, Will Artino in the second half I thought really changed the game when they went into the game. And Grant Gibbs late making hustle plays. So we executed a plan that we thought would give us a chance to win, and I'm just really proud that the guys were able to do that through a lot of fatigue. There's some big bodies out there. Our guys were tired, and they stayed in the fight and found a way to get it done.
No, I really couldn't. It was a great way to get things started. The crowd was unbelievable right from the get-go, and those first couple shots fell, and I thought that really gave our team a lot of energy, and it kind of just carried on throughout the rest of the game. So felt good to get off to that good start, and we beat a really good team today. So it feels good walking away with one. Yeah, I'd say so. They're a really physical team. I think that's them and Cincinnati and Duke, I'd say, were probably the most physical teams we've played against, and I'd say they're right up there with them. So they made things hard. I got off to a good start, but after that, they did a much better job. Switching screens and being really physical with me, and that allowed a lot of these other guys to get going because they were bringing so many guys at me, and then Jahens and Ethan hit a bunch of threes. So that was good to see.
Both guys, the crowd seemed to get as much delight out of the way you guys went toe-to-toe with them on the defensive end as they normally do when you're hot shooting. Just talk a little bit about the defensive effort tonight.
I think we certainly fed off the energy of the crowd a little bit. When you got 18,000 some in the stands, you hope that they make a little bit of noise for you and if you do that kind of energy. And we just wanted to reciprocate it and fight as hard as we could on the defensive end, finish with a rebound and try to attack them as quickly as we could offensively. So I thought especially early on we stuck to the game plan. We didn't let the emotions of the game kind of get to us. We fought through it with what we were supposed to do with our scouting report stuff, and it really got us off on the right foot defensively, and we carried throughout the game.
Yeah, we like Jahan said, we really fed off that crowd, and that's what we need for every game. Now we only have 8 games left here together, so it'd be awesome to have atmospheres like that the rest of the way. And when we get the crowd going like that, it just makes it so much easier to defend and just have so much energy out there, and it makes a huge difference for us. So I want to thank all those 18,525 that came out.
Early on, the 3-point disparity was between your two-pointers and threes was pretty large again. Then when Marquette kind of adjusted that, you guys adjusted pretty quickly in the way you attacked. What did you guys see, and how quickly did it take you guys to react? How did you think you did?
Yeah. I thought we did a great job. That's kind of the way we play. We did shoot a lot of threes, but I thought there was a good balance there. We hit a couple early, but then Marquette started to read that, and then we got it inside, got it in the lane. And, our team we know each other so well, so it's a lot of feel out there. It's not like we're running a bunch of sets. We're just playing off each other. And if they're going to give us open threes, we're going to shoot those. And if they take away that, we're going to get in the lane. So I thought we did a great job of adjusting.
It's pretty big, especially with the way that we won. Like Coach said, it wasn't like we shot 60% from 3 or whatnot. They did a really good job defensively, but we were able to, win a pretty ugly game, I would say, from what we're used to playing, and we did in a pretty good way. So just to get that first one under our belt, we understand that it's just the first of many. We got 17 more Big East games to play, so We just got to think about the next opponent just like we would if we were in the Valley. Think about the next opponent, play it one day at a time, and, understand what our scouting report is going to be for the next guys and go out there and swing away.
Johannes, you're one of the more kind of the emotional leader on the team, I guess you could say. In such a big game, did you feel like this was kind of your time to have a breakout game?
I wasn't really thinking about it that way. I thought to start the game, I missed a couple open ones because, I had the jitters. Clearly it's a new situation for all of us. But I think I wanted the immediate timeouts. Coach Mack said, hey, just settle down. The next one's going in. And that was just, what I was thinking. If they're going to leave me open and double down on Doug off of me, then I wanted to make them pay. And I think myself and Ethan certainly did that. And then started to open up the lane for Doug again down the stretch. And, he got some pretty big baskets and free throws down the stretch there to help us win this game. So I wasn't really going into it with a mindset as a breakout game. I just wanted to feed off the guys like I always do. And it just worked out tonight.
Two more for the student athletes.
So, have you guys proved something to yourselves with the way you won? And I know you probably expect maybe win the Big East opener, but just the way you guys did it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the kind of basketball Marquette plays, and they're used to winning those games. And I don't think a lot of people think we're a type of team that wins those types of games. So, I think it showed a lot that we can battle with these teams, these strong, athletic, physical teams, and it might be a little more of a grind out there. But, I still think we got the shots we wanted. And, I think this is a great building block, for this big road trip coming ahead.
Devin really gave you guys the lift. You guys were kind of in a rut that second half and came out got some baskets. And then you set him up with a nice pass and he got you back for the three-point. How much of a lift did you guys get at that point?
He brought tremendous energy, especially in the second half when we were in that rut there for a little bit. You know what you get when Devin comes in the game. He's going to make a spectacular play here and there. He's learned so much from the time that he's been here about where the guys are, who he's playing around, and he doesn't necessarily feel like he needs to go out there and do it all on his own anymore. He understands who he's playing with, and he did a really good job tonight of fighting guys. And in return, I found him for a dumb-down pass. He made that layup, and that got him fired up. So I thought he brought a lot of energy, certainly made the good plays to start the second half, and we definitely fed off of his energy as well.
Johannes, was that a dunk on your breakaway?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know.
We might see the photo finish at the end, or you guys might need to zoom in on that one.
All right, thanks, man.
Doug, you're coming tomorrow morning, right?
I thought I saw you touch rim.
We'll continue on with questions for Coach Creighton.
Coach, could you ask for a better start?
It's pretty cool. That the environment to start that game and during starting lineups, and it's something that our guys will never forget, and it's something that I'll never forget. And as I told them in the locker room, nobody can ever take this away from you. It's the first Big East game ever for Creighton. Everybody that was here is going to remember it. It's going to be something that our guys are going to be able to tell their kids and grandkids forever. So it's the first time I've ever been part of something like this, and it's really remarkable. And the energy in the building was fantastic, and we got off to a good start, and we knew Marquette there. We had the guys watch the last 2 minutes of their NCAA game last year where they were down 8 or 9 to Davidson in the last minute 30 and just kept fighting and grinding and finding a way and came back and won that game. So we knew there was no quit in them. We knew that they were going to make runs, and we just had to keep our feet on the floor and take those punches and then punch back. And I was proud of the fact our guys were able to do that. Well, as long as, and it's difficult for Doug because we ask him to run into the post some, and when they run him in there, people are going to beat the heck out of him. And that makes you tired in a hurry. And we ask him to do it a lot because as long as he's on the move, they're not guarding him with one guy. They're guarding him with 2 or 2.5 guys, sometimes 3 guys, to try to keep it out of his hands or try to get it out of his hands once he catches it, and that creates opportunities for other guys. And I thought Doug did a good job, especially the first 10, 12 minutes of the game, of really being on the move and being tough to guard. And, some of his slices to the basket, now all of a sudden Jahan's is open on the perimeter, Ethan's got a good look at a 3. So, we're more than a one-man team. I've said that many times, and Doug would be the first one to tell you. There's some guys that really understand how to play basketball. Austin Chapman and Grant Gibbs and Jahans Maniga and Ethan Rogge and Will Artino, Avery Dingman, Isaiah Zierden, right on Devin. Those guys know how to play basketball. And as I said, it was great to get an unbelievable lift off the bench from Will and Devin. We were dead in the water when Austin got his 3rd foul with 16 minutes left in the game, and the game's still a 10-point game. Grant gets his 2nd foul 3 minutes into the first half, and Avery has to go in there and play extended minutes tonight. So you never know when your number's going to be called, and I just thought our guys as a whole did a good job. We were obviously, with their length and athletic ability and ability to block shots and change shots at the rim, and as the game went on, they were helping less and trying to make us finish at the rim. So there weren't a ton of opportunities, and the reality of it is there wasn't a ton of fouls called all the way around. I think it's I think this is Big East basketball. I think we better get ready for it. I don't know. I mean, Doug gets that look on his face every once in a while. I've seen it for 21 years, so I'm used to it. But, he works hard, and it takes a lot of energy to do what he does. So when he gets that perfect seal, he wants the ball delivered, obviously. But I thought our guys did a good job. 19 assists on 25 baskets against a defensive team as good as Marquette is a pretty good night. I don't know that we were out to prove anything. It's a big game because it's a conference game now, and it doesn't matter if you're playing Missouri State in your first league game or you're playing Marquette in your first league game. You start a new record now, and it's your conference record, and I just wanted this to get over with because there's so much excitement, and everything that the guys have heard about the last 2 or 3 weeks has been this game and the anticipation. My wife asked me today, "Are you nervous?" I said, "I'm not nervous. It's just I want to play the game. It's time to play the game. We've been talking about it since the schedule came out, and then to have to wait till 9 o'clock at night. But I think we proved that we can be a decent defensive team as well. These other teams that are long and athletic, they don't have a corner on defense. We do it a little different. Our guys have to be in the right spots. They have to communicate. They have to execute. And we're not going to block a ton of shots, but I thought we proved tonight that we can guard a little.
What do you think other coaches and teams are going to think when they see this score?
It's one game, and there's going to be times during the year when Marquette plays a little better than they did tonight, and there's going to be times during the year where we don't play quite as well as we did tonight. So it's just basketball is a long season, and there's a lot of peaks and valleys throughout that season. And I think, I think what people will see, people that watched it on television, is going to say, that's an unbelievable place they play in, and that was an incredible crowd. And I watched some of the Big East games today, and had the TV on during the day, and there's not much that touches what we have here. We're really fortunate, really blessed to have the fan base that we have. I don't think there'll be a letdown. I'm just worried that, Seton Hall is a pretty good basketball team. They haven't really been healthy the entire year. They've had guys missing, and Teague didn't play today, and they go into Providence and win in double overtime. They're a very talented basketball team, and DePaul's went toe-to-toe with Georgetown for most of that game on the road. So I don't think there's any gimmies in this league. I wish there were, but I don't think there are. I think you're going to have to strap it up. You're going to have to hook it up. You're going to have to be ready to play every single time you step on the floor. And if you're not at your best, you're asking for trouble.
What's it feel like to lead Creighton into this new era, having former coaches around that have been there?
You know, I had the opportunity to go to dinner with Coach Apke, Coach Baroni, and Coach Sutton last night. Coach Altman's wife was there, Reva. You know, we wouldn't be where we are today without the work of a lot of people. And, you know, certainly our former coaches and the things that, you know, Coach Sutton and Coach McManus and Coach Baroni, Coach Altman, everything that has been accomplished before us is the reason that we've been invited to be part of this league. And there's a lot of assistant coaches, a lot of players, a lot of administration that is to thank for that. Obviously, our group the last 4 years, it contributed to that as well. And the fact that we have a beautiful building that isn't empty when we play certainly contributes to the fact that we're in the Big East. So I wasn't out there for halftime, obviously, but I think it was very appropriate that we thank those that put us on the map and got us to where we are today. Thank you.
Do you feel like Creighton had any sort of a psychological advantage, this being their first game in the Big East in front of this kind of crowd?
I thought it was an unbelievable atmosphere. They were excited. I think our guys were excited. I think that the teams that in any league that went on the road have a chance to win the league. And I think it'll be incredibly hard for teams to win here. And I think that the atmosphere, their players, their staff, their support is superb. The key for us, losing or winning or trying or it's hard to turn the ball over 22% of your possessions. That would be the first thing. I thought in many regards to hold them to 67 points, to hold them to 40% from the field, 4 free throws, 55% of their shots were from 3. I thought a lot of that stuff is good. They put stress on you because for the most part they always have 5 guys on the floor that can shoot from 3. I mean, and you look at their numbers, 100% of his shots were from 3, 70% of ones, 67% of 12s, 40% of 5, 90% of 22. That's a lot of high percentage of shots from 3. But they put you in long rotations, long closeouts, and I think that they're really good. For us, I don't think that defensively there were some blown assignments in regards to how we were guarding them, but offensively it's hard for us or anybody to have a very high turnover rate like that and have a chance. I don't want to get too specific on that. We have to play them again. There'll be a lot of coaches that'll probably answer that question that way. I don't mean to be a jerk. I don't think you can play him the same way for a long period of time. He's been played every way, so he's very comfortable in whatever it is that you're trying to do to him. I thought at times we did a good job. He's really quick. He's constant movement. and he makes really good decisions with the ball in his hands, even if he's not trying to shoot. I think that he makes the game easier for the other 4 guys that are on the floor with him. That's part of the reasons why they're so good. As much attention as he receives, I think he makes those other kids that he plays with better, which is the sign of a great player. Great. You know, how many of the 15 turnovers were because of us or because of them? I don't know the exact number of that. They made it hard for us to get it inside off the pass or the bounce, and that's how we're built. And I thought they did a good job with that. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Y'all know.